Today we're going to talk about comparing physical properties and changes to chemical properties and chemical changes. Physical properties and changes. The first thing you're going to want to realize when we talk about physical properties and physical changes, okay, is that no new substance is formed. We can observe these properties without changing the substance. So water is water, whether it's in the gaseous state, all right, or the solid state as in ice, or the liquid state as in liquid water. Wood is still wood, whether it's in the form of a big log, or if you cut it up into little pieces. Okay. Physical properties include things you can see, feel, smell, taste, and hear. And you can use your senses to observe most physical properties. Examples include mass and volume. Therefore, density is also a physical property. We can measure mass. We can measure volume. All right. Odor, texture, color, shape, phases, and state of matter. Now, a lot of people get confused here because when you start heating something up, you see ice melts and turns to water, but it's still made up of the same chemical substances or chemical elements, H2O. Boiling point and melting points are also examples of physical properties. Physical changes occur when these properties are changed, but the same substance still remains. So you may change the mass or the volume of a substance, but you still have the same substance present. So, for instance, the density of water changes when it freezes to ice. It becomes less dense. It's a unique substance in that aspect. So, although it changes the physical measurement of it, it still is H2O. When you boil something, that water boils off and turns to water vapor. That is still H2O. All right, cutting up wood, ripping up paper, it's still paper even though it's in smaller pieces, and the size changed and its shape changed. And here are some examples. We talked about physical changes. Phase of matter, right? The phase of matter the substance is in, the shape it is in. You'll see boiling water here on the left, and water freezing, and you'll see those logs getting chopped up into smaller pieces. All physical changes. When you talk about chemical properties, you're usually discussing the interaction between two different chemicals. It usually involves two or more substances. Okay? Chemical properties describe how a substance will react with another substance and change into a new substance. So it's not talking about its shape just changing. It's saying like, hey, how will hydrogen react with oxygen and produce a new substance such as water or hydrogen peroxide? Or how will glucose react with oxygen and produce energy and give off carbon dioxide and water vapor? So you're talking about a chemical reaction where new substances are formed and those new substances have new properties. Examples of chemical properties are substances' ability to burn. All right, flammability. All right, will a substance catch on fire? And that means how it reacts with oxygen. How it will react with acids. Will it corrode? Okay, you'll see this sometimes if you ever look at a battery connection in a car or a motorcycle or sometimes a toy. You open up the back of the battery casing, and you'll see that the batteries have corroded or reacted with the metal. How substances react with oxygen, and we call that rusting. Right? You see that happen a lot of times. If you leave your bike outside over the winter or when it rains, you'll see that rust starts to form on the metal parts of your bicycle. The metal is reacting with the oxygen in the moisture of the air. Okay? Chemical changes are processes by which a substance is changed into a new substance with new physical and chemical properties. Okay? Here are some examples of chemical reactions. You see, we said talking about ability to burn. Yeah, you got Mater there and his rusting. He's rusting out. That's a chemical reaction. And you see the corrosion occurring. So rust is a type of corrosion. Okay?